The Toyota Halftime Show. Brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. Here now, Al Michaels.
Brett Favre to Amon Green at the end in the final minute of the first half. Screen pass, touchdown Green Bay, the only scoring. 7-0 Packers at the half. Had a lot of fun on a couple of halftimes this year. We had John Lynch of Tampa Bay look back at the Super Bowl. We had John Gruden look back at what he did in the Super Bowl. We thought we would do it with Brett Favre as he sat down and looked back at certain memorable moments in a very memorable career. Here's Brett Favre dropping back.
Let's get a little break for Mike Sherman here. Let's get a little Sugar Bear on 3. Look at that face back there. Sugar Bear on 3. 1, 2, 3, Sugar Bear. Woo! We love you, Mike.
I have fun playing the game, period.
Hey, look at Snyder. He looks like the hunchback from Notre Dame. Quasi White Shoes Moto.
I'm going to have fun along the way. Otherwise, you make it too hard on yourself and your teammates.
Let's go out and play our game now. Let's go Yip Cabbage on 3. 1, 2, 3, Yip Cabbage!
I don't say it too often. That actually goes back to a guy by the name of Ronnie Hebert. Everyone Gulf Coast, Mississippi knows Ronnie Hebert. He rode his bike everywhere. And his saying was either Yip soybeans or Yip cabbage.
Yip cabbage!
They still have no clue what it means. Of course, I don't either.
Come on now. Hey, we got to use the head. John, come on. You're better than that.
What you've seen right here,
come on.
That's about as tough as I'll ever be on the guys.
Don't slide outside unless there's a guy out there.
As a quarterback, a lot is put on our shoulder. You have to sometimes be a motivator.
Let's get it in. First drive, right here. Let's go.
As well as a teacher.
Do you feel like you got him beat? Take your corner. He's running with you like this. Square it out.
A lot is asked of you. That's why we get a lot of the credit and we get a lot of the blame.
Blue, 58, 30%.
Throw it away. Throw it away. Throw it away. Holy smoke. Maze all over the joint here.
Make the switch. Put in the other quarterback. Come on.
Mike was tough on me, but he was fair.
Wait a minute. You all right?
I'm top. It's a tough place to get the ball.
I know. I'm top.
The coaches that he hired for me couldn't have been better. Mooch and Andy and Marty. Just great guys to work for.
You know what, Andy? I love you, man.
I can tell you numerous times that those guys would take a lot of the heat for me.
What happened on the screen? Why'd we run that?
That's me.
Why?
That's me.
Why is it you?
That's me. I sent in the wrong thing.
The formation?
Right up short. I sent it in.
He covered for me. And probably Mike knew too. I mean, he's no fool, but somebody had to get yelled at. Fortunately, it was them most of the time.
There's Mr. Miyagi up here on the team on the board. Oh, yeah. Wax on, wax off.
I did like Karate Kid, but I was a little bit surprised that he was at one of our games.
How you doing?
You thought I was taller than this, huh?
And I was even more surprised he just walked up on the sidelines and started talking to me.
How about Mr. Miyagi coming up talking to me?
I think he'd been drinking a little bit.
How about far west left slot pass, 396 V Omaha?
396, go. Make it happen.
Early in my career, you don't have any footage of me suggesting something and him saying, hey, go make it happen. He would have said, hey, knucklehead, shut up.
No more rocket balls, please.
Well, I was teamed up.
No, I know.
Look at this, kid. High school. Take a look. Woo!
I mean, I can remember my plays in high school. I can remember my plays in college.
My first game ever, 5th grade jamboree, 3 touchdowns running. I got in the end zone, the guy pulled my pants down.
And I had my Fruit of the Looms on. We didn't wear jocks in 5th grade. As I crossed the goal line, one of the kids pulled my pants down. As elated as I was so embarrassed, but I knew right then this position was for me.
I got to see this. This Favre out here. Brett Favre.
To hear things like this, to hear people say, I would pay X amount of money to go watch Brett Favre play. It may be good, it may be bad, but I love to watch him play. That's the way I play the game. I think people appreciate that.
I want to autograph jersey.
I'm going to get you one. We're going to send it to you this week.
Whether they're the enemy or they're fans, I'd like to think I'm pretty exciting, and I'd like to think I put on a show.
You bet he's worth the price of admission. Each and every time he's been out there, 182 straight, and he leads 7-0 over Philadelphia at the half. An NFC look when we come back. Go figure. Here's the NFC playoff picture. Who would have believed Carolina, Dallas, Seattle, and Minnesota would be the division leaders? None got to the playoffs last year. And the other contenders now at the halfway mark, St. Louis, Philly, Green Bay, New Orleans, the Giants, San Francisco, Tampa, and Washington. And look at all of those teams at 4 and 5 still alive. But who would have believed the 49ers, Tampa Bay, the Giants would be among them. And as we come back to Green Bay, we all knew that John Fox and Bill Parcells would have their teams at 7-2. The season ended today. Carolina and Dallas would have the byes.
I know, and I think, at some point you have to say, okay, they're the best teams. I think all season, we've been waiting for one of those teams that we expected. We were waiting for Tampa Bay to come back, maybe St. Louis to do it. But the teams that do it are Carolina and Dallas. So at some point, I think you have to say, hey, in the NFC, these are the two best teams, and maybe at the end they're going to be the two best teams.
I think it's the only sport right now because of all of the things that have happened where you can go. It's becoming so commonplace now to go from virtually last to first overnight.
And that's the way it's going to be from now on. I mean, the years of the dominant team where you knew who the best teams were and they were good year after year after year with basically the same players, those days are over. And with salary cap and free agency, we're never going to see those days again. This is football today.
Meanwhile, a very pivotal game continuing in this one as Philadelphia and Green Bay try to get a head start in the second half of the season. 7-0 Green Bay, and back we come for the second half after this.
The Toyota Halftime Show, brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. We'll be back with the second half kickoff after this from our ABC stations.